What's going on, guys? King Epic here, and today we're going to talk about my ultimate Thailand checklist, the Thailand travel checklist. Those are 7 things that, in my opinion, you must know before you go to Thailand. And this is especially important if you are a newbie and you've never been to Thailand. Now, if you have been to Thailand many times before, you might still find a thing or two that are, little nuggets of wisdom that will make your next trip just a little bit better. Now, the first thing, in my opinion, is the most important one, and that is, can you even handle Thailand? I mean, what I mean by that is having the right expectations. Too many guys head over to Thailand thinking it's all a fairy tale, They think just because you're a white guy, all girls will love you, they will sleep with you for free, and you have this massive exotic factor. And the truth is, that's just not the case anymore. That's not the case anymore. Maybe that was the case, decades ago, but today there's so many foreigners that you don't have any big advantages just being a white guy or a foreigner anymore, and that's the truth. And Thailand, in my opinion, is only awesome if you come with that right attitude, when you know in advance what is the deal and what's going to happen, and you don't live in this fairy tale and have massive expectations about what's going to happen. So I dedicated an entire video about this. Maybe you've seen it already, where I talk about this, the harsh reality of Thailand. And basically that sums it up, that in essence, it's, especially when you go out in the adult industry, the entertainment, red light districts, it's all a business. Don't expect more than what you're paying for. And second thing is, outside of red light district, outside of Paysachs, know where to go for what. So if you go to Pattaya, don't go to Pattaya looking for regular Thai girls. That's stupid. That's what you can do in Bangkok. If you want to party hard and go to go-go bars and all of that stuff, go to Pattaya. Yes, there's more to Pattaya than just the partying, but that's what it's especially good for because of the variety of options. So that's the place to go. The second thing is the Thailand tourist visa. So before you even go, you should know roughly how long you will stay. If you plan on staying 60 days, you don't really need to plan ahead, because most likely, depending on your passport, you will qualify for a visa on arrival. Now, if you want the full 3 months, 90 days, what you need to do is get a tourist visa at the closest embassy. That doesn't mean you have to go back to your home country. Whichever country you're staying at right now, just go to the closest Thai embassy or the consulate and get such a Thai tourist visa, which costs around 2,000 baht and is good for 60 days. And then you can extend locally in Bangkok, the government complex of, just Google my video, Thailand tourist visa, 30-day extension, and you will see my video. That is a government building where you can go, that you can go to and get another 30 days as an extension for your stay, okay? Very easy, and it doesn't take that long. The third thing is book flight and accommodations. Now, there's a variety of flight comparison sites out there. I'll just tell you which ones I use. And keep in mind, most of these sites make their money through commission. There's no extra cost for you, but it still makes sense to look up flights on multiple comparison sites. You also need to keep in mind that these flight comparison sites, they don't feature all the airlines, especially budget airlines. So the one I book 9 out of 10 flights with is just Skyscanner, because it's very popular, very easy to use, and they even have an Android and iOS app. Another one that you can use is Kayak, also very popular. The third one is a more independent one. It's run by Google. It's called the Matrix Airfare Search. And I say independent because this is a comparison site that doesn't sell tickets directly. They just show you the different prices, but they don't sell them. So maybe they're more independent than the other ones. So where should you book your flight? You have those different sites. Wherever it's cheapest, as simple as that. Now, of course, there will be differences depending on what payment method you prefer. Maybe you're looking to pay through PayPal, and one site only offers credit cards, the other PayPal. So that's something you need to keep in mind as well. What I've done also is that I looked up flights with the comparison site, and then I simply went on the website of the airline and booked directly through the airline, and in some instances it was actually cheaper, okay? Now let's move on to the second part, which is the accommodation. Now, you don't want to live on the streets, although this is where you will probably spend most of your time walking around the streets, street bars, stuff like that. Here's very simply put, how I use different sites for booking accommodation, okay? The first one is Agoda, and Agoda is simply the place where I book hotels if I stay between 1 to 2 weeks. And you get sometimes really great deals here, which you wouldn't get by simply walking into a hotel and booking directly or booking directly on the website of the hotel. The only negative thing I've experienced with this is that oftentimes the rooms don't match the picture or they're smaller, okay? The second site I use is called Airbnb, and this is when I book an entire apartment or condo if I stay for longer than 2 weeks, but not long enough to warrant searching or leasing an actual apartment on my own, okay? And when I say an entire apartment through Airbnb, this is an actual condo on my own. I'm living as if I were actually the owner of that place. You can bring girls. Somebody asked me about when you rent an apartment through Airbnb, a condominium, are those guest-friendly, girl-friendly? Can you bring girls? Do they charge an extra fee? And the truth is, all the places that I've been to in all different countries, I've never had an issue because there is no, in most instances, there is no real reception. There might be a security guard that wants to see your ID or know that you're the guy staying in the apartment complex. But they don't really care, if you just bring in one additional person. This might be your girlfriend, and for all I know, the security guard thinks that you're the owner of the condo anyway. So those issues don't exist. The guest and girlfriend thing, don't worry about that too much if you're booking an actual condo through Airbnb or privately, okay? And surprisingly, I have only had negative experiences booking a hotel online, but I've never had negative experiences when I was booking an entire condo through Airbnb. It has always worked quite well, and can oftentimes, you can oftentimes extend your stay by just paying cash and then paying it directly to the owner, and that way you can avoid Airbnb service fees that you would normally pay, okay? Now the fourth thing is also very important. Travel insurance, man. I know many guys that don't have it, and frankly, I think it is insane not to have one from a financial standpoint. Yes, everything is cheaper in Thailand, but if you have a serious injury or disease, the hospital bill will still add up to thousands of dollars, man. And there's no reason not to book a travel insurance. And oftentimes you can book it directly with your flight. So I can tell you, for example, my travel insurance for 3 months in Thailand was $80, and you can't go wrong with that. It's super cheap. Now let's talk about the fifth point on the Thailand checklist, which is Thailand travel gear. Now this will depend on your personal preferences, and I simply wanted to point out items that I think are absolute musts, something that you need to bring with you when going to Thailand. Now, the most obvious one, no, maybe it's not the most obvious one, because a lot of guys, they don't even think about that. Condoms, okay? You might think, okay, I'm just walking around. Whenever I need a condom, I'll go to 7-Eleven or Boots or Watson's. The only reason why I strongly advise you to bring your condoms is because the locally available sizes are very, very limited. It doesn't matter which shop you go to, whether it's 7-Eleven or Boots, you always see the same 2 to 3 to 4 brands and sizes. And if you're a Westerner, those sizes will most likely be too small. Yeah, so good luck fucking with a condom that strangles your dick, and the solution to that is really just bring a large stack of condoms for your trip. Now, if you're staying long term, yeah, you have another alternative, which is just ordering online. But if you're staying for 2 weeks, that takes too fucking long to get your condom. The second thing related to condoms, you know what it is? Can you guess? It's a condom case. Yeah, you might be thinking, what the hell is a condom case? If you've been carrying your condoms in your pockets for all these years, it's really time to wake up. And that's the main reason why condom breakage occurs. Just get a cheap $3 condom case, and you can carry up to 2 to 3 to 4 condoms with you, and you don't even have to worry about the condoms breaking, and you can pound your girl all you want without having to worry about the condom breaking. Third one, a VPN. Ooh, damn it. What is a VPN? And a VPN, now let me start at the beginnings. Many governments in many countries actively monitor internet traffic. So they know which sites you're going to. They know exactly where you are located with your desktop computer or your phone. And add to that the fact that pornography is illegal in Thailand. That means you'll run into issues if you simply want to watch porn or maybe look up some, adult stuff. That's an issue. And a VPN, simply put, is a little program, is very easy to use with a simple click of a button. It hides your true location, your IP address, and you're safer. Nobody can see where you're really located, and they think they don't think anything because they don't see you. It's really hard to explain if you've never heard of it. How can I make you understand? Okay, here's a metaphor that I'm trying to use here. If I am calling you, then you see that I'm calling you. If I'm calling my friend and he redirects the call to you, then you don't know that I'm calling you, okay? And that's the same mechanism in a way that VPN works on, simply redirection. You're connecting to a server, and that server connects to the actual website that you want to access. So that website, maybe that's a porn website, doesn't see that you access that website, but just the server that is in a different country. Okay, does that make sense? I hope it does. And the other reason why I recommend it is because you're adding an extra layer of security by using a VPN while not breaking the bank. And this is not something that you need to think about a lot and, weigh in the cons, the pros, and then make a decision, because the solution that I recommend is $3 per month. And really, you don't need to think much about using it. Just use it. You don't have to use the provider that I recommend. If you want another one, just look up a VPN, compare prices, but make sure to use one, okay? That's the main point here. And the last one that is part of the travel gear is luggage locks. You don't want your trip to end before it has begun. If anyone steals from your bag or for your suitcase, that is of course bad, but think about if someone plants something in your luggage. Now you're in deep shit, okay? Because if somebody is planting drugs, or in the Philippines, bullets in your luggage, man, you're in deep trouble. And luggage locks, again, same scenario as condoms, as a condom case, as a VPN. I'm telling you right now, if you don't use all of these, you're, in my opinion, sorry to say this, but a complete idiot. Because all those things added together, they just cost a couple of dollars, and they're making your life so much safer. Think about condoms, man. They might save your life. They only cost a few dollars. Then a VPN, luggage locks, and all this. So if you're not using it, you're just plain stupid, in my opinion, okay? Number 6, make your trip the best trip ever. Now, if you follow all the above points that I've mentioned, you will already have a great time. You can explore Thailand, Bangkok by yourself, and play by the ear. Nothing wrong with that, but you'll also, if you're a newbie, waste a lot of time, encounter disappointments, as any newbie will. So if you want to skip that, the bullshit or the time wasting, and directly go to the best nightclubs, massage hookers, then you can use a guide. For example, I have a guide for Bangkok, an interactive guide that you can use on your phone, on your computer, basically anywhere. But the point here is, if you're a newbie and you don't even want to waste your time, use a resource, use a guide, whether that's my guide or somebody else's guide, or you look something up on the internet. Use a resource that already tells you where you can find the best thing of each category, whether that's the best massage club, the best beer bar, the best go-go bar, so you don't waste your time, sitting in bars that don't have the best value or that don't have hot girls, that kind of stuff, okay? And also, you can check out my website. I have a Bangkok nightlife guide, which is completely for free. There's a ton of stuff, tells you everything about nightlife, from Thai girls, prices, black girls, Russian girls, all of that stuff, okay? So that's something you can use as well. And the 7th and last point is expect the worst. Whoa. This might sound a little bit negative, but it's not. It's just reality. Just, plan it in, factor in that there will be negative things, there will be shit that upsets you, there will be frustrations because someone, doesn't speak English, or you're simply frustrated because of the unfair pricing for locals and for foreigners that you can't wrap your head around. And you know what? It will all be all right. Know that it won't all be perfect, but just keeping that in mind, just knowing that something will happen, that alone will make your trip absolutely fantastic. Okay, so those are my 7 things that I totally recommend, especially to newbies. But even if you've been to Bangkok, I think there's some valuable lessons here for you that you can apply on your next trip. As always, link is in the description where you can read that entire thing, the Thailand travel checklist, on my blog. And other than that, if you have comments or question about this, just post it in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next video, all right? Take care. Bye-bye.